Today we're making a soap inspired by the TikTok trend blueberry milk nails. I'm sort of a sucker for any sort of color trend, and I thought the blueberry milk nails, aka baby blue, was so cute. So we're trying something new. I'm gonna attempt to color my entire batch of soap and then lighten it as we create more layers. Will this be a massive flop? I have no idea, so come along with me for the adventure and let's make some soap. Y'all are getting a close-up view today of my table before it's ready for filming because I'm going to be adding in the blue colorant, weighing it out, weighing out my fragrance oil, and all of that with you guys. A couple people have requested even more in-depth soap making videos. We will be doing that, but today's video is just kind of a look behind the scenes, not necessarily a tutorial. It's true, I don't have my protective gear on. There is no lye open in my studio right now. It's just a bunch of oil. I know these gloves are ugly on camera, but let me tell you, they are the best soap making gloves I have ever come across. I really like to have fun colors because I think people like to look at fun colors, but these fit my hands perfectly, and my gosh, you cannot tear them. Which is really important when making soap because caustic on hands equals no thank you. If anyone has any recommendations for cuter arm protective covers, let me know because I have stretched these out and I'm ready for new ones. Right, let's measure out some colorant and blend it in. The entire batch of soap today is going to be colored with only two items, Shocker Blue and titanium dioxide. Now here at Royalty Soaps, you know we measure everything by grams because it is the most accurate. Let's add this in and see what sort of color payout we get. I already know it's going to be strong, and we're using a new stick blender today. This is from 𝑚akesy. They had a really good stick blender price, and because I am part of their Maker Pro membership, I got free shipping and next day shipping on it. When you blend color in straight to your oils, you do have to blend for quite a while to make sure that no little pigment pieces are floating around in there. But I think that this is definitely dark enough to create the kind of stark ombre that I want to see in this batch. So from here on out, I'm simply measuring out the rest of the titanium dioxide, and then we can experiment with this type of layered soap making to see if it works. All right, let's blend our sodium lactate into our lye water solution. In my opinion, you can kind of add sodium lactate at any point in the process. You can add it to your oils, you can add it to your lye water, or you can add it when the soap reaches trace. It's really personal opinion, but because it doesn't matter, I like adding it to my lye water solution. It's just easier, and then I know it's been fully incorporated into the batter. Man, this emulsion blender is a power horse. This is the first time I'm using it, and it has so much go for being so light. One thing I will say about it, it only has one speed. So if you like being able to blend on high speed and low speed, that's awesome. Maybe that's not the stick blender for you, but throughout the years, I just found that I stopped using different speeds and just used high and for less time because, I don't know, I guess at heart, I'm kind of a lazy soap maker. Okay, let's see if this hypothesis works. All right, that looks pretty good and blended. There might be some areas that I've missed, but I do have 4 layers, so I'm not really worried about getting everything perfect the first time. I'm gonna pour off 1/4 of my batter. This will be the bottom layer. It'll be the most pigmented and it won't have any titanium dioxide. All right, I've added my fragrance oil. Now, I've worked with this fragrance oil plenty, okay? It slows down your soap, which is why I felt like I could attempt this process in the first place. With a misbehaving fragrance oil, you could never. This looks beautiful. Okay, let's get this in the mold. Right, first layer, so potent, so beautiful. Yeah, that's still really runny. Okay, so for this layer, I'm very gently going to pour this onto the top, okay? So you can see about how much it is and about how far it's going in. It's not going in that far. It's not dripping all the way to the bottom. It's making more of like a teardrop sort of in the soap. You'll be able to see it tomorrow when I cut it. And you can see it's also a shade lighter. Okay, so after one container of that, that'll make the pretty design, and then I can try to very gently ladle this on top. Somebody on YouTube Shorts asked me why I use a spatula. For those of y'all watching this in long form, you already know the answer to that, but in case we have some newbies checking in over here for long form content, it is just to help break up the strength and pour of the batter so that it doesn't puncture through that bottom layer. I'm essentially ladling it gently on the top instead of allowing it to go through to the bottom. Okay, kind of spread that around to the edges where I can. This is just a really runny fragrance. All right, so you can see the entire top is covered with that second layer. All right, next layer, we filled up one of those containers so that we can drip it in. I am holding this a little bit higher this time because it's a little bit firmer on the top now, and I want to make sure that my drips are consistent. Gotta make sure those end pieces get some too. The color being brought up to that super lovely milky blue is exactly what I envisioned. Okay, awesome. So there's that one little cup that we've drip dropped in. Perfect. I've been a little quieter for this batch, guys. Sorry. It's taken a little bit of my brain, honestly. Me trying not to puncture layers is like my own personal version of a nightmare. All right, taking care of those end pieces. Then coming through, putting this on top. 8 to 10 minute video for you. 1.5 hours for me. Man, what a privilege it is, though, to be able to do this as my job. I had a couple of rough years in there, as most adults do, where it's really hard to find your drive. A lot of things in my personal life had been extremely difficult, and soap was not, like, helping. I know some people use soap as, like, a form of therapy, but it was not helping for me. It was very much still, like, locked into, this is my job, this is my job. But 2024 has really been a transformative year. I think I had some of the 20s uglies, like the terrible 20s, if you will. But I turned 30 this year and I feel so hopeful about it. I'm so excited about turning 30. I know it sends some people into like an existential crisis, but I'm ready. All right, last layer, dripping it in, holding it up really high to drip it in because now these layers are getting thick. All right, let's get this last layer on. Pretty easy to pour this one because the bottom one is so set up already. And this is the color I was aiming for, the perfect blueberry milk color. Okay, we're in for a long haul now. This isn't even the most complicated part of the soap. Okay, gonna do a bit of a ghost swirl here. What's a ghost swirl? Well, I call it that whenever you swirl the top of a soap and there's nothing on top, like there's no extra color. So you're seeing texture barely. It's just very faint. It's especially useful, in my opinion, when you have a light colored soap. I think a ghost swirl kind of helps it out. I'm saying that though, and I feel like there's already a soap making term for that, so don't go around using it because people are going to be mad and then they're going to be like, that's not a ghost swirl. The inventor of the ghost swirl was born in 1805, whose name was this, and you need to give them credit. Little soap joke there. I'm not pointing out any fingers. I'm not saying nothing. It was just a little joke, okay? All right, got a little texture on there. Now, some Sparkle Me Blue. Gonna spritz it on top. I don't even think I'm gonna add any glitter to this soap. I think this is the only glitter I'm adding. Just highlights the ghost swirl a little bit. Gives it a little bit of shimmer without being big chonky glitter. All right, now for the big part. We have got blueberry leaves and blueberries, and every bar is getting one. Now this soap, I think we can do Caleb's special little thing where he marks all the bars first. I'm pretty sure we can do that on this bar. Yeah, I think so. I'm just gonna make a little divot right in the middle, and then that's where I will place the blueberry. And that way I'll know it'll be right in the middle of the soap. I have to lean way over for the soaps that are far away from me. Otherwise, the perspective will be warped and it'll look straight up and down, but it certainly won't be. Thank you to all the people who went and checked out the new website. It was a long time coming. It took me 6 weeks to finish that thing. I had to learn custom coding, which is not my favorite thing to do, but I am capable of doing it. Our FAQ page is now way easier to navigate, as is our shipping page. Our About Me page is updated. Like, just everything is updated, and I'm so grateful because we have a lot of new products coming in the next couple months, and I did not want to mess with that then. Okay, this is gonna work perfect. These blueberries look scrumptious. Here they are up close. I'll try to turn a lot of them over so that you can see the tops. Now, these are artisan bars, which means we take the time to make sure that every single blueberry is the right way up. You are not going to get blueberries on our bars that are turned upside down, because every single bar is painstakingly personal. So first of all, when you do business, it's a great idea to increase your product prices by 3% or so each year to reflect inflation. Now, for a lot of soap makers, that means adding another 25 cents onto their bar. It's a little more than 3, but then maybe that will cover it for like 2 or 3 years instead. And I haven't raised my prices in 2 or 3 years. In fact, I am trying to find ways to lower them, okay? Our product ingredients, for some of the ingredients like olive oil, have doubled since I started making soap, or tripled, but I haven't increased my prices, okay? That means that I have taken a profit cut, and I'm happy to do it. I'm trying to find more ways to get good, clean, beautiful smelling, pretty bars into your hands without breaking your wallet. That is a major goal for me for the next 2 years, is to focus on that. And if that means that I need to teach you how to make your own soap, then I'll be doing it. I don't think that's the cheapest way, because soap materials are expensive. You would have to buy a lot to get to the point where that was fiscally worth it, but I'm still going to be teaching people, because there are some people who will think that it's worth it. I love the art of soap. I don't want it to die. I don't want it to die because the economy has gotten bad, and I want to adjust for that. I want these bars into people's hands who ordinarily are like, I can't justify spending that much on a bar of soap. It is what we typically would call an affordable luxury, but affordable luxuries are kind of no longer affordable for some people. I was kind of talking about this in one of my shorts recently, like, oh, I'm trying to help people save money, whatever. And people got up in arms and they're like, are you calling us poor? Everyone can afford a bar like this. And I'm like, that is a privileged perspective, and it's just not true. So I'm gonna be doing my best to try to reach everybody. I have a whole page on my website just dedicated to products that are $10 or less. Anyway, that was a lot of talk, but that's something that I've been working on and thinking on for the past 2 weeks. It's been up in the forefront of my brain because it's just so important to me that everybody gets soap. This is one of the reasons why I partner with and support 𝑒𝐭_SOAP_BANK, because they are making sure that nobody is left without soap. If you are a soap maker and you're not in contact with 𝑒𝐭_SOAP, please, please, please click my link down below. They are redoing the way that they do their scrap pack. It is going to be more easy to understand, more straightforward. It's going to serve a lot of soap makers better. I'll be talking about that once that update comes through. But for now, just go sign up with them. Feel free to email them all your questions, because if you are a soap maker, you have scrap. You have it. And if you're a new soap maker, you may have more than most people because you're still tweaking how to get your batches right. We have Earth Day coming up. This is going to be the perfect way to make an impact. If you sell your soap, it's a great thing to tell your customers that you are committed to. Donating scraps to 𝑒𝐭_SOAP_BANK puts you one step closer to being zero waste, so it's environmentally friendly and conscious, and it's helping people all over the world. So it's a great sell point to talk to your customers about. And I will also say, if you are a business, of course, they are a 501c3, so all of your donations for scrap are tax deductible. To me, I don't feel like we need to have a fiscal reason to donate to 𝑒𝐭_SOAP_BANK. I feel like the moral reason is good enough, but for those who need a little oomph in that direction, well, tax year is coming up, so it's very useful to know how much scrap is leaving your soap shop and what it's worth. All right, these are what the bars look like after all of them have blueberries. Once again, I'm gonna go down the middle of the bars where we're going to be cutting. I'm gonna spritz the top very liberally with rubbing alcohol because we don't have any glitter that could potentially kind of get melty on top. And that's it. Our blueberry milk soap is complete. Bring you in. This is what it looks like up close, and we'll be back tomorrow to cut into these bars and take a peek at the inside after this quick commercial break. Let us cut the blueberry soaps. Oh my gosh, they look and smell so good. Also, that Sparkle Me blue on top, such an excellent addition. Gonna line this up. Oh man, I was way off. Oh no. Okay, the one on the end I think is the one that's gonna get it. Yep, those two on the end were just off kilter. Okay, let's see if this swirling did what I wanted it to do. Oh, it did, but look, it looks so different on the top. It looks so cool. Yeah, it looks real glooby, but I think there's too big a difference between this top and these 3 layers. That kind of makes me want to just do flat layers. Or maybe like some light texturing. I thought I was really going to be doing something. This one looks a little bit cooler, but I feel like it's going to be too hard to judge. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be too hard to anticipate what these are going to end up looking like. The color gradient is really pretty. I will probably take some of the titanium dioxide out of the top though, because it does look significantly different than the other colors. Still, that looks wild. Ooh, that looks so cool. Okay, question of the day. What do you think I should do with this design? Should I keep it and just be like, whatever happens is what happens. It's unpredictable. We like it. Or should we make it more predictable, you know? I don't know. Also, because these bars got messed up on the top, they are going to Eco Soap Bank. If you want to learn more about Eco Soap Bank, you can click the link down below. If you're a soap maker, you can donate your messed up soap bars or end pieces to them. And if you're just a regular average Joe watching me for funsies, well, they do of course accept cash donations. They are a 501c3 and all donations are tax deductible. All in all, I will say I'm pleased with the way this turns out, even if I am going to tweak the top just a little bit. The fragrance, divine. This is exactly what I imagine whenever I see anybody talking about the color blueberry milk. Thanks for joining me for this entire collection. It has been such a blast, and I can't wait to share more soap with you next week. So until then, do something fun for yourself today. Go out, get you some blueberries from the store. Maybe you want to make a blueberry cooler or something. I don't know. Just do something for you, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye for now. Meow.